We're live. Welcome everybody to the Azure and AI show. With me there is Sina Khan, and Sina is going to do some stuff on Power Apps. Joseph is here, and Joseph is going to do some stuff for us as well. And I'll be doing the second part of the AI-900. That's the artificial intelligence fundamentals, the Microsoft one. So I'll kind of brush over what I done last week, and we'll continue then with the machine learning section of it. And later on then, Emilia Hernandez is going to join us, and she's going to do some stuff with tis actually Copilot chat and Microsoft M365 Copilot as well. So that will be exciting. So Sina, if you want to share your screen there with us.
Yeah. Thank you, Frank.
Okay.
Let me share my screen. Please let me know once the screen is up.
Sure. Yeah, you can see your screen there now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, today I'm going to present about AI Builder in Power Apps. So here, some invoices I'm having, and I'm using that invoices, and by using an AI models, I'm going to extract the information from the invoices, and then I will show it in Power Apps Canvas application. Okay, let's get started here. So if you're not seeing the AI Builder option here on the left pane of the Power Apps portal, so just click on More, and here you can see AI Hub. Click on that. You can go with Power Automate portal or Power Apps portal. So now I'm going to select AI models, because we are going to create an AI model to extract information from invoices. So here you can see some of the pre-built models available already here in the AI models. So extract custom information from documents, then extract information from invoices, extract all the text, then here. Okay, so these are the available pre-built model and custom models. So here I'm going to use this extract information from invoices. And this is an available like a pre-built model. You can use these invoices, or you can use, and these are the extracted information from these invoices. And here in the rectangular box, you can see these are the information extracted. So here you can see the customer address. Okay, it is provided here. And then here the invoice ID. Okay, here it is, then invoice date. So in this way it is extracting the information. Now I'm going to create a custom model. I'm not going to use this. Okay, so now here it is coming. Choose document type is by default it's invoices, and then choose information to extract. You can see over here 29 fields and one table, and here the fields available. Okay, and you can see this is the table, which is the other items all are fields. Now click on next. I'm going to create, I'm not going to do anything over here. I'm going to create a new collection. So here, this new collection, I'm going to add minimum 5 documents we need to add for the invoices. So here it is. And here I'm going to select my device. These are the various data sources where your invoices you have stored. So I'm going to select from my device. And here So these are the 5 documents I'm going to select, and it is going to upload. So always remember minimum 5 documents we need to select. Now done. And I'm going to give a name of this collection, and going to add one more collection. So here added another 5 documents, and I'm going to provide another name for this. And now our collection is ready. Now going to next for tagging these documents. So tagging, like, okay, so this collection we have to start tagging, and once all documents are tagged inside the connection, we can go back to list and remind the collection. So here, um, first I'm selecting this. Okay, just you need to, like, if you want more information, like, so here date is there, invoice number, invoice due, okay, the customer address, then the customer address recipient, and here the payment terms, okay, quantity, subtotals, sales tax. So this rectangular box, that means these informations tagged. And so if you want more information, you can tag that too. So like, for example, like the, so here this, if you want, okay, you can take like that. Otherwise, no need. So here I'm not doing that. Now I'm going to next. So here also, the maximum fields, even customer ID, date, invoice number, payment terms, everything is tagged. So we don't need to tag more. Here also the same. Okay, so total 5 documents I have tagged. Now click on this arrow, go back to the next. So here also we are having 5 documents to tag. Then here, okay. So by default, some of the items is tagged already. So if you want to tag more informations, you can, like, so this is a preview of this table. It will show like, then here also I'm not going to tag extra items. Okay. So I have completed the tag information here. So all 10 documents tagged now. Now I'm going to um, take a model summary of this. Okay, so these are the various information we are going to extract from these 10 documents which we have uploaded in the collection. And before that, I'm just um, giving a name, invoice document model. Okay, you can save and close here if you are not going to train now. So otherwise, you just train your model. So it will take a little bit time. So we should have to train, and after that we need to publish the model. Then only we can use it into our Power Apps. This might take a little bit time to complete the training of this model. So we have completed the model now. Yeah, go to models. So here it is. This is our invoice document model. The status is training and last trained. It's okay. So here it is training only. So once the training become trained, then we can go for publishing it. Just refreshing the window. Okay, so it is trained. Now just clicking on it, just for publishing it. So after publishing, we can use this, how to use your models, you can see over here. Yeah, our model is published. Now click on use model, and here you can see this build intelligent automations. This is for Power Automate. This model, if we are going to use inside a Power Automate, so then we can use this. Then build intelligent apps. This is we are using inside the Power Apps. Then use the document automation solution. This is for a complete workflow automate by using this model. We can use that. So today I'm going to give you with build intelligent apps. For that, clicking on it. Okay, it is just giving a form processor by default there. And here this is we are going to like we are uploading by using this form processor. We are going to upload the form into this, and then we are showing up into a gallery the data. So for that here, a vertical gallery I'm going to add. Adding a test label also here, just for showing the invoice ID only. So here the connection you can see this invoice model. So some other models also there. So all these models are connected with this form processor. One second, I am facing one issue.
Yeah. If you can share your screen again, Rosina.
Yeah, okay. Please let me know my screen is visible.
Not yet. 1 second there now. There we go. We can see your screen again now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So form processor taking dot. So this is the code I'm going to give. So this code is for form processor one dot tables dot items. So it will show whatever the items whatever the document which we are going to upload over here in the form processor, the extracted information. So here, so this is the one I'm going to add. Form processor dot tables dot items. Now for the invoice ID, so I want to display the invoice ID into this particular label. So for that again, okay, so this we can use. So this is also we are extracting from this form processor. So it is on the text field, text property of this field we are going to add. So for that form processor dot sorry. So form processor dot fields dot invoice ID. Okay, so now it is not showing anything. So over here we can add one more label which is showing invoice ID. Okay, so now our app is ready. Now let's see how it is functioning. So for that we can preview this app, and here it is going to analyze first. So I'm going to take any of this invoice, and here let's say, okay, you can see this here. The invoice ID is showing and some information related to this invoice also showing here. Yeah, that's it from my side. So any doubts on this?
That's that's actually very powerful. Um, we had Amelia done something previous in Power Automate, but it seemed fairly
Okay,
complicated in Power Automate. But your process is a lot more streamlined. I think
okay.
people would use that definitely. Yeah, Joseph,
Hi, Frank.
that was good, wasn't it?
Yes, of course. Seeing that was a very nice one. I always like going back to watch your sessions because they are really specific and straight to the point. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I like your level of persistence when things are not working. You don't give up. You want to see the end of it, right? So I truly appreciate your persistence too. Right? Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph.
Very
You're
good.
welcome.
So Joseph, you can share your screen with us there.
Yes. Okay. I'll just do that now. Now we share this. So I'm going on my. So Frank, my screen is shared. Tell me when it is visible, please.
Yep, we can see it there now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I just want us to look at something today, and it's about Microsoft 365 um 365 Copilot license. So within the week, I made a video and it was speaking about the Copilot license, right? And I mentioned in that video that Copilot license is not cheap. And because it is not cheap, there is need for there is need for organizations to um, manage the license properly. So looking at this, Copilot is saying $30 per user per month with an annual subscription. Or if you are paying monthly, you are paying 31.50 per month on annual commitment. So if I come here, I will do M365 business licenses. 365, not 355, 365 business licenses. So if I open this, I just want us to put some things side by side and see how how this is. So if you look at Business Basic has Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, Exchange, Word, Excel, and so on. Outlook is also there. And then you are paying $6 per user per month. And then you are paying here $30, which is about 5 times pricey, comparing to what you have in the business license. I mean, the business basic. Even the business standard that comes with a whole lot of other benefits, including desktop version on Word, Excel, PowerPoint that you can even install on up to 5 devices, is coming at a cost that is still not up to half of your Copilot license. And then if you come to Microsoft 365 Business Premium, it's $22 per user per month. I mean, Business Premium is still less than the price of Copilot. And then if you come to Apps for Business, it's just $8 per user per month. And when I came to enterprise license was where my shock actually came. I mean, I tried to look at something, let's say Office 365 license, enterprise license, enterprise. Now, if you come here to Office 365 enterprise licenses, you will find out something that E1 enterprise E1 is $7 per user per month. And then for E3 is $20 per user per month. And if you look at E5 is 35.75. I have sat down and I looked at the ratios of other licensing costs to Copilot. And one thing that comes to my mind is this product is of the same manufacturer. Let's put it that way. Now, if I have a supermarket and I'm selling a product at $30 and I am still the same person having that supermarket and I'm selling some things at this amount. So what that means is that the value that is attached to this is high. So if the value attached to this is high, means that this can actually go a long way resolving a lot of issues for people, because Microsoft would have put this in scale and see that it's still okay to have charged $6 here and there is need to increase to 12.5 here. So what it means is that these have to be completely understood and how to be effectively used, just so it is well optimized. Now, if you come to look at the cost of even the enterprise licenses, you would find out that it is only here in the Office 365 license, though there is M365 licenses that we can also check. So if we come to my M365 enterprise licenses, let's see what this is. This is M365 E3, right? You have E5. I think this is like the highest Microsoft 365 license. I mean, it is the highest M365 license. the M365E5 comes with extra security features and advanced analytics of happenings, audits, and all of it in an advanced form in your M365, and that is $54. But if I come to the E3, it's just slightly above what you're paying for Copilot. So what is it trying? What point am I trying to raise? That Copilot can truly do a lot, and until we try to effectively utilize and optimize the usage of Copilot, we may hardly be able to get the the cost effectiveness of the license. And there is need for organizations that want to adopt Copilot to adopt it in a pilot kind of phase. You kind of bring up some users that are pilot users of this license, manage these users for a while, track the extent of their usage, and then train them if you need to train even the administrators on how to effectively use these licenses. Then I think the need cannot be overemphasized. Because for organization that is of few users, of course, Copilot's $30, maybe you have 5 users. Not that it's very low, but at least it's manageable. But if you are running into an enterprise where you have a lot of users making use of Copilots, I would advise that you effectively put it to use. So that is one of the comparisons I'm bringing on board for us to see today. And why I'm saying this is because in the M365 Admin Center, for example, if I come to cmd.ms and I go to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center here, if you come to show all, or if you can just click on Copilot from this side, this is where you can truly manage a lot regarding Copilots. So from here, you'll be able to see, I think in one of our events recently, we looked at the reporting part of it to see how many people are making use of the license and what they are doing with that license that is assigned to them. So one very important thing I want to highlight based on my the point I raised in terms of the price comparison is where to receive trainings on Copilot, just so you can effectively utilize the license. And before I move on with this, I want to come to an environment where I do not have Copilot so that we can look at something. So I'm going to do cmd.ms. I do not have Copilot license in the environment I'm about to open now. The reason I want to open this is because just so you don't have Copilot yet in your environment and you feel that it is something that you want to learn about and effectively understand how it operates, what it entails. So this is an environment. If I come to my licenses under my billing, go to your products or licenses rather, I will not see Copilot here because in this environment I do not have Copilot license. So let's say that this environment is an environment that is planning to adopt Copilots, and I am speaking to effectively optimizing the usage of the license. So the admin can come click on this and then let's see what is going to have. So you will see things around the Copilot settings, right? That you can look at some consumption agents meter to set up and configure consumption meter for Copilot agents. You can try to understand how these work in an environment where you do not have Copilot license. So, but what is here, the point I'm trying to raise is that you can come here, look at Copilot agent consumption meter configuration, enable your user to do more with agents in Microsoft 365 with Copilot meters, and then you can learn more by going to, I think this is just something that came up recently. Then you can go to platform billing configuration and enable consumption support. So you can come here, look at the Copilot image generation, you can read about it. And then eventually when you have your Copilot um, onboarded in your environment, then one thing that is so generous here, which also we can drop links for people to study, is if you come to Copilot overview, you can scroll down and then you will see something around here that speaks to the documentation for IT administrators. So a curated source of training for IT admin about how to prepare and manage Copilot. So this is very important if you already have the license, that you study to understand how there are lots of because Microsoft understands that this license is at this cost. So what it means that before it can be kept at this cost and has reached as business basic, business standard, and business premium, none of it is equivalent to the cost of Copilot. Means that Copilot actually calls for attention to study what you can do with the M365 Copilot, so that you don't pay for less. I mean, you don't pay for more and use less of what you've paid for. So coming to this very important URL, which I would like to drop on the chat. I'm just holding it for now. When I come to the page there, I will drop it for the audience to study. You will see that this is talking about the Microsoft 365 Copilot documentation. Here, you want to take some time to look through what you can and cannot do, because of course, research has shown that even the business basic, the business standard, business premium that most organizations use, their users don't truly make use of the workloads that come with what they are paying for. For example, in most organizations, you'll see that users don't even make use of OneNote, right? They just know that, okay, they're using Teams for calling and meetings. They use Outlook for their calendars and their emails, and then they use their Word if they have business standard and above, they use their Word, Excel, and then just so every other application that come, talking about the planner, talk about Sway, talk about Visio, just name them. People don't actually use them, right? So how much more Copilot that is pretty new and something that requires attention. So how does Microsoft 365 Copilot work? So if you truly want to see and know how it works, then from your admin center here, you can see the training for admins, and then you can come here to look at the architecture and illustration, the mechanism of 365 Copilot, the playlist is there, then the onboard and engage. So how to set up and assign Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses, then how Microsoft 365 Copilot setup guide, you can read on that. Then the best practice and tool for employee engagement. So this part of Copilot is very important. And for administrators like myself, I will advise that we spend some time to truly understand the components of this license, if not because of anything, but because of the price, right? And if the same vendor who gives these services, renders the service at this amount, is also rendering as rich as this at, for example, the business premium at $22, then it means that there's actually a lot for you to know about Copilot. So if you come here, you see the best practices, then you see Microsoft Copilot scenario library, you see the Copilot prompt gallery for recommended prompts. Because of course, in one of the events here, Frank and I were discussing about the importance of understanding Copilot prompts. So if you truly understand Copilot prompts, you can effectively use their tool to truly jack up your productivity. And the need for us to effectively use these products cannot be overemphasized. And the point is that the more you use, the more feedback you have to provide to Microsoft to better upgrade or update the product, just so it can meet up with some kind of imaginations that you have that the product should be able to do. Like recently, I was having an issue where Copilot wasn't working in my desktop application, Microsoft Teams. So it gives me a certain error. So if I did not try to use it on the desktop app and try to compare what's happening on the web, I probably would not have seen that issue before. I was able to raise a feedback on that as well. So this is where you can actually get it. Then how Microsoft protects your data, because adopting this license actually organizations want to truly know, what about my data, right? We're talking about data handling, how the Microsoft commitments to responsible AI in terms of how to protect your information. Then how Microsoft 365 Copilot protect organizational data. You may want to read about those, then deliver impact. And just so we don't stress too much on this, that is a training for administrators. Now, Microsoft commitment to responsible AI, which is also part of this training here for analysis. Then connect Copilot to your favorite tool. So I think this is one other very important thing that we want to look at. You can add the power of Copilot to other apps and connect it to your data for a smarter insight with extensions. So this alone is something that we want to explore as an intending adopter of the Copilot license. Then the Microsoft 365 Copilot roadmap. So in this roadmap, here is where you see what's coming, right? Here is where you can track what's coming with Copilot, and you can truly have like a foreknowledge of what Microsoft is building from the inside and seeing when that's going to be delivered. So this part of the dashboard, I mean, is important that we take time to look through what it can provide for us. And then like we mentioned last week, the setting is one of those very important things that we want to also look at to see how you can look at optimizing the user experience for users in your environment. However, we were talking about the licensing. So sometimes I want to explain that if you want to manage license effectively, I don't advise organizations to assign license to individual on an individual ground. I will recommend that you assign the license to a group, just so when someone is no longer in need of that license, all you simply need to do is to remove the user from the group, and the license is going to be removed from the user. And to even make it very nice for onboarding cases, you can decide to create a dynamic security group from the Entra Admin Center, and then assign a license to that dynamic security group from the M365 Admin Center. And as you change the user attribute to test, then you can have those users automatically pop into those teams, and pop into those groups and make use of this license. And then you can track their usage and their adoption level of those licenses. So I know I've played around a lot with my tenants here, and then at some point it was no longer behaving as it's supposed to behave. However, even if I cannot truly demonstrate how I would recommend that you carry out your licensing in this tenant, I may just go to another environment, another test environment, and show how possible you can grant licenses to groups and manage them likewise. So where we are right now is M365 Admin Center, and then coming down to billing, you may be able to see, depending on your environment, you may see either marketplace or licenses or something relating, or billing and payment. So if I click on licenses, I would see the licenses that I have. Right now I have, so this is where you can go to check how many of those licenses do you have, how many of them have you assigned to people, who have you assigned them to. This is where you can truly know, so that as an administrator, you are assigning this license to people. You need to take account of the people that you've assigned it to. So like I have in my environment, I am having here assigned license, and I'm having 10/25. So what it means is that I have 25 licenses, but I've given 10 out, and what I have as my Copilot license balance is 15. I think if I come to your products, we'll be able to see. I'll be able to see something. I'll be able to see when the license was in inception, and when it is going to expire, because all these are very important, so that as an admin of an environment, you should be able to quickly take track of those to know when your license is going to expire. So if I scroll to this other side, it is showing that, okay, I have Microsoft 365 Copilot in this environment. Like we've seen in the other, in under licenses, we see that I've assigned 15 and I'm having 25 seat counts. And then under assigned, I have 10, where we are going to also see who these licenses were assigned to. Then the subscription status of this subscription is active. And then if it's going to renew or expire, then this is where you're going to see that this license is going to be on from now to August 15th, where it's either going to expire or it is going to renew, depending on the billing cycle I'm adding there. If it is recurring billing, yes, that's the right word. If it's a recurring billing license, then what happens here is on the 15th of August this month, then the license will also renew for my environment. Otherwise, it's going to expire. And then this speaking to the billing profile that was used. And the purchase channel was direct this, and then the product was license based. So this is just you trying to say, okay, when is this license even expiring? What is my billing cycle and all of that? So this was like a yearly subscription, and that's why. And it's a trial, just to quickly say, from the MVP benefit, and it's for the purposes like what we are doing at the moment. So if I come back to licenses, so who are these licenses assigned to? So you have to click on this, and then you can see that for now I have this license assigned to 15 people, and those 15 people are the list of the users that you are seeing here. You have them here, right? So if I want to unassign the license from all of them by just 2 clicks, so what I will do is I'll come here and select just this one and then click on unassign and confirm. Then these users will no longer have the Copilot license, but I don't want to do that now. So that is the users that you've assigned it to. And then if there are groups that you've assigned Copilot license to, this is where you can also look at that. So for now, I have not assigned the Copilot license to a group. So if I want to assign to a group, what I would do is to hit on this assign, and then the next thing I do is to search for the team that I want to assign the license to. And in my environment, I have enterprise voice, I have no upload, GRP, null. Like I told you, I do a lot with testings, right? So let's say I want to give the license to enterprise voice users, right? So I would just check this, and then I am giving it to this user. So if the license is coming with multiple, so if you are giving Copilot license to a user, then the license is coming with the Copilot Studio 365, is coming with all these. So if I don't want them to have access to any one of the features, right, of Copilot, what I would do is I will uncheck that from that license. So I will just quickly click on assign. So what it means now is that the license has been assigned to the group called you. So if we come back here, and then we just need to do a refresh, and then what we will see is the license is now assigned to enterprise voice users. So just so I can quickly give the mic to Frank, I will just quickly come to groups. I'll just quickly come to users, active users, and then just one user that has no license. Let's say Christopher has no license, right? So if I click on Christopher, we could actually make the group a dynamic group, but I just want to go ahead to add Christopher to enterprise voice. So what I would do is I will just click on manage groups, and then I will click on assign membership, and then I will look for enterprise voice, and then I would put that user into that group. Now what it means, remember that before now we saw that Christopher has no enterprise license enabled. So it may take up to an hour for distribution list and mail enable security group member to display. Manage group fail, 1 enterprise voice user. For a reason that I may not be able to quickly explain because of time, this guy is not entering that group, right? But if this user successfully enters that group, then it's going to pick up a license from the license that was assigned to the group. And if you come back to the user's properties, you will see that the user has picked up a license. And if he has picked up a license, then he will not be able to, you will not be able to remove the license, unassign the license from the user directly, unless you go and either remove the user from the group or unassign the license from, remove the user from the group, yes, or unassign the license from the group itself, and every other person in that group will no longer have access to the Copilot license. So I told you I was going to drop a link. I'll do that so that you can study about this. And the best thing you can do actually is to monitor the inception and the expiration of your license, monitor who the license is assigned to, and also track the level of adoption and usage of the user that you've assigned your Copilot license to, because there are actually a lot that you can do with Copilot, and I'm sure you don't want to underutilize that license. So this will be all that I can quickly show us today. I hope we're able to learn something from it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Amelia.
Thanks, Joseph. That was very enlightening. And hello, Amelia.
Hello, happy to be here. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, great.
Hello, hi.
So, Amelia, I'm just going to run through part of the AI 900 course, and then we can give you over the microphone.
Awesome.
Because I started last week with one part of the AI 900, so I'm just trying to keep it going for a couple of weeks. Can you see up on the top right-hand corner, you can add your LinkedIn Live or your YouTube to it if you want?
Ah, you mean in the chat?
No, not the chat. You can add your account. Is it up in the top right-hand corner, Joseph? Can you see it?
Yes, you can see stream to my audience, Amelia. Can you see that? By the top right hand side
Mm,
is a blue
oh, yes,
banner. Yeah.
you're right. Oh, yes, you're right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you mean I could click on it and then
Click on it.
it start just showing in my feed, in my LinkedIn
Yes,
feed.
Yeah,
yes,
you're
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Wow. Oh, I have to log in with LinkedIn, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see. Wow.
yeah.
This is
So
going to
like
be fun.
at the moment
I
we're
tried it out.
yeah. So
Are you
I'm
all doing the same?
yeah. So you
Yes, I
see,
am.
we have
Wow.
three. We're streaming out to three LinkedIn channels, two
Very
Yeah,
YouTube
cool.
channels, and one Facebook. So if you add yours,
Facebook is mine.
Yes,
Sorry.
I'm on my way. Give me 1 second.
okay.
Okay. Well, I'm having problems to log in.
Okay, so I'll carry on
Interesting
anyway.
that
Share my,
no account exists with that
I'll,
email. Oh, maybe I need to kind of log in first on StreamYard.
yeah,
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, I don't have any. Okay, well, I'll create one.
okay, so I'll leave you work away with that and I'll share my screen,
Okay.
entire screen, share. Can you see my screen there, guys? Can you see my screen there, Joseph?
Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. It's
Yes,
obvious. I
yes,
can see.
yes. We can see Frank.
Okay, very good. So last week I started the Microsoft AI 900, or known as Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals. So I'm just going to brush through what we went over last week. So this is the kind of the agenda. We done the AI concepts last week, and they're going to do the fundamentals of machine learning. And next week, then we do the third part, the fundamentals of AI services. So this is kind of briefly what we went over last week. Understand the importance of responsible AI and the different types of machine learning models, and identify AI services. The fundamentals of AI concepts, we went through that last week. What is artificial intelligence? And if anybody wants to look back at it, we have it on our LinkedIn Live, and it's on YouTube as well. All the shows we have are on LinkedIn Live and YouTube. So these are the AI workloads: machine learning, computer vision, natural language processing, document intelligence, knowledge mining, and generative AI. So I kind of covered all these last week, the different responsible models of AI: fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. So all these were covered last week. So now we're going to carry on this week with the fundamentals of machine learning. So what is machine learning? So it's for creating predictive models, find relationships in data, and training the data, as you can see on the screen there, like pick out different algorithms and models so we can get stuff out of them. We'll see as we go further now. I'll explain this a little bit more. So this is the types of machine learning. So you can use either, like if you're using supervised machine learning, right? That means you're training the data that is specific kind of labels. So you'd use regression or classification if you're using kind of numeric values, or if you're using kind of categorized stuff. The other one over on the other side then is unsupervised machine learning, where you're training data that is unlabeled, so it's clustered. And that's sort of, I suppose, another way you could use that as all the stuff that's kind of dumped out onto, we say, like Facebook or YouTube, kind of social media could be classed as clustering, because you would have pictures, videos, documents, all that kind of stuff. So that would be kind of unsupervised, whereas the supervised stuff then is more kind of like, could be, we'd say, an Excel sheet where it's got addresses like 1A or 2B or something like that. So that's the supervised versus the unsupervised learning. So training a model then, like we'd say our Excel sheet, right? We pick probably maybe regression for that one, because that's kind of numerical and it's got addresses. And so that's the kind of algorithms we were talking about there, the different algorithms in the training your models. So first of all, you pick your algorithm, as I just said there, and then you want to get your model to function, and then it just trains it, kind of goes around in circles basically until it kind of gets the best prediction out of your data, hopefully up around the late 90s, 97, 98%, and you're kind of good to go then. So you don't really need to know, for the AI-900, you don't really need to know the whole function of, we say, an algorithm, because it does all that for you. and you don't really need to know about encapsulation or anything like that. It doesn't go that deep, so don't worry about any things like that. And it just kind of, you want to know about um, what type of algorithm are you going to use. If it's an Excel sheet, we'd say you're going to use regression or classification, one of those ones. And if it's something that's kind of all over the place in chunks or wherever, you're going to use the third one. Second there now. Next one then. So deep learning as well. You don't really need to know about human neural networks. It doesn't go down that deep. Just know that it uses deep learning as part of artificial intelligence. So you don't need to know the mathematics about function brackets x comma w. You don't need to know any of that kind of stuff. So that's getting the scary parts out of the way for the exam. So you don't need to know this is just kind of for this training. And here, this looks scary as well when you see this kind of neural network example. You don't need to know this for the AI-900. It's just kind of an example how it actually works under the hood when it's doing all the kind of mathematical training of the models. So this is kind of a classification one. So what is machine learning? So Azure Machine Learning, it's actually a cloud-based platform for machine learning. It uses Azure Machine Learning Studio, and that kind of has a drop and drag thing, like you can pick your different algorithms and drag them into the middle of the screen. And then it uses the machine learning model then to train your different models, and you can publish it then as well. It has a thing for it will get your URL and you can actually publish it out onto the web then with your predicted models. The next one, this is only just for a class thing. If somebody wants to go in and do the actual, see the automated machine learning, how it works and that. So that's the screen actually is just for an exam inside the classroom where students can actually go onto the thing wherever. So that's kind of it for this week. Next week I'll be going over to the next part of the Azure AI services. So Amelia, you left this. You're back again. Here you go. So if you want to share your screen with us, so
Yes, yes, I just wanted to let you know I couldn't stream this to my audience because it said that there's already like maximum number of guests streaming.
okay. So I
Mhm.
think Stephen added his one. So we
I'm
actually have.
I'm wondering what's the maximum number because we are not that much here. Like we are five guests in total, or
Yeah.
are we?
So yeah, we had 12 one week.
So sometimes we can
Oh,
stream more than that, right?
that's
So why are we giving
interesting.
that?
Like, okay, um,
Do you want to share your screen? Let's see. Let's try it together before
sure,
you can.
sure. Let me share. Let me share. I have to
Yeah.
share the one
So
way or the other.
click on
So give
entire
me one
screen.
sec. Um, so I know. Okay. Share screen. So here we are. Okay. I'll be I mean I hope it's going to work out well because I have a very wide screen, you remember, guys? So I hope it's going to be really readable for you. If not, let me know and then
Yeah.
I'll share the other one. Okay.
Okay.
So
I
let
can
me
see.
close maybe these ones and then maybe just open this one like this. Okay, so if I go to stream this to your audience, then I added my profile and then this is what I got.
Okay.
Yes. So very interesting. Um I wonder yes, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
They, maybe they see. This is my second year having StreamYard,
Yes.
and last year they actually doubled the price of it
Yes.
for the same amounts of guests and admins. So I used to have four admins before because it they were increasing it from 450 euros up to 900.
Oh
So I wasn't
wow.
going paying the
More than the
900.
double.
So
Yes.
they just halved everything then. So I presume that's why we're only able to have five
Maybe they
five.
have like a limit now, like 3 or 5, I don't know. Kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Okay, so let me now share the presentation with you. Um, okay, let's see if this is going to work. Yes. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes.
It
I,
looks good or it looks too small for your side?
oh no, it's perfect. We can
Okay,
read it, no problem.
awesome. Awesome. Okay, thank you. Well, very happy to see you. I'm very happy to be here again. Maybe shortly for, I think Joseph, you know me, Frank, you know me too. But I think Sheena, that's the very first time I see you. I think we are connected via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And of course, yes, and of course, for everybody else watching the show tonight. I like to say I'm Amelia Hernandez and I'm Microsoft certified trainer, active one. And I'm Microsoft 365 and Power platform consultant working as a freelancer and a Microsoft 365 and Copilot adoption and change specialist. So my user group here in Austria at the moment, the Power Platform enthusiast. So if you're watching and you are a Power Platform enthusiast too, join us. We are very happy to gather all the users in our community. So today I'd like to talk to you about, well, we all heard it last week, I think the 15th of January, Copilot for every employee. Microsoft wants to empower not only those that can afford the license, but everyone within the organization. And I think that's a great news. And to celebrate it, I said to myself, hey, I have to join the Azure and AI show and try to bring clarity about the difference between Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat and Microsoft 365 Copilot. So that's basically what I would like to talk about it today. And before I start going through the table, because I have a table that it's kind of making the comparison between the two products or the two features. I would like first to show you how the two experiences look like for a user with a license meaning a Microsoft 365 Copilot user, and for a user that hasn't been assigned the license yet, but still have the option to use Copilot, because now Copilot is for everyone within the organization. So let me maybe jump into that. I have here Alex. So Alex, my test user, Alex Wilbur, and Alex is a Microsoft 365 Copilot chat user or Copilot chat user, meaning he hasn't yet got the license of Microsoft 365. Still, he's able to use the chat. So he is able to use the chat that is grounding with a web source, and he is able to use agents. So he's not able to create by himself agents at the moment, but still, if somebody else within the organization creates an agent and share it with him, then he'll be able to access this agent. And the great thing about it, if this agent is using organizational data, still doesn't matter if Alex doesn't have Microsoft 365 Copilot as a license assigned, because through agents, Alex is able to use Copilot with organizational data. So that's actually a great news, and it sounds kind of a workaround, but it is not, because agents, the idea behind is that they are specialized Microsoft 365 copilots, and able to look for or to grab into organizational data and give then the best answers possible. So you can see as well, which is very important, that Alex, even if he doesn't have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, with Copilot Chat, Alex is protected with enterprise data protection. And you may be missing totally the toggle, work and wake toggle. But that's totally okay, because for Alex, since he doesn't have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, he is, of course, not able to use the work part of Microsoft Copilot, and he isn't able to use either the integration with the Microsoft 365 apps. I have another account here which I can if I can show you just to compare it, and I will just put it a bit bigger. And this is my account. This account does have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license assigned, meaning I do have the toggle. I'm, of course, as well protected, or my prompts and my data are protected with enterprise data protection. And I do have the possibility to create agents and share to colleagues, like, for example, Alex. So all in all, is a great news, especially for example, in case of Alex. He is a Microsoft Business Basic user. So for him, it's possible to use Copilot, and even to use Copilot with organizational data, thanks to the agents. So let me go back now to the presentation and show you present. So let's give it a minute as thinking. Okay, Now it's going to work. Okay, so now we are back in the presentation, and we are within this table, which is structure with 3 columns: the aspect, or the aspect, and then the column in the middle is Microsoft 365 Copilot chat, and then you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot column. So and let's go through the differences. So for the aspect licensing requirements, for Microsoft 365 Copilot chat, every employee will need an intra ID account and a Microsoft 365 subscription. That's the requirement in order to be able to use Microsoft 365 Copilot chat. And then for Microsoft 365 Copilot, which, as I mentioned before, this is the one with the integration to Microsoft 365 apps, and the one that and the one that does have the toggle working web. Here you have the intra ID account, and as a requirement, of course, you need a Microsoft 365 subscription, but they are very special subscriptions. So you need either to have a E3, E5, or for education, A3, A5, and then for businesses, business standard and premium. The target group. So as I said before, so actually both are for commercial customers, but the idea of a Microsoft 365 Copilot chat, it really opens up the access of Copilot to more customers. For example, those that have the business basic license, they are now able to access Microsoft 365 Copilot chat. And then for Microsoft 365 Copilot, you have as a target group enterprises, business, and education. There's a subscription fee. That's also great because you can use the Copilot chat with at no additional cost. And then for Microsoft 365 Copilot, you do need, of course, to buy an add-on subscription, which is right now 30 euros. And as far as it hasn't changed, you need to buy in advance for 1 year. So, and then if access to organizational content, so with Copilot chat, no, actually, you don't have by default access to organizational content, or those users within your tenant don't have access to organizational content, but via agents, they are able to access organizational content. So if you have agents that are grounded on organizational content, then those users will be able to access organizational content. And here for this case, you have to take into account that Microsoft will do bill for the usage of those agents via Azure subscription, pay as you go. So, and then you have Microsoft 365 Copilot, and yes, it does ground it to organizational data, of course, Microsoft Graph data and Microsoft 365 apps data, and optionally it can ground it to web. So, and then data sources. Well, I kind of said it before, but for the Copilot chat, every user can, of course, do a copy plus paste of text in a prompt, and they can, of course, upload files within the context of a prompt. And if they do have access to Microsoft Edge Copilot, the Copilot in Microsoft Edge, then of course they could summarize potentially every site, every intranet site, or every PDF file within your organization. So the data sources, it all of course depends on what the users are allowed to, and but potentially they could of course use organizational data to enrich their prompts and get exactly, or get more likely, what they would like to have as an answer. And for Microsoft 365 Copilot, you have, of course, it's grounded on Microsoft Graph, Microsoft 365 apps data, and optionally, it's grounded on web content. So, security and compliance, we have enterprise data protection in both sides, but you do have for Microsoft 365 Copilot other tools that can help you to stay compliant. For example, SharePoint Advanced Management, and more. So the user interface, I think, it's accessible, of course, via the web browser for Copilot chat. I heard you have a iOS and Android, and I've heard, but I cannot, but it isn't at least yet in my tenant, that it will be possible to use a Copilot chat also, also in Teams and Outlook. Let's see if it's coming, and when is it coming. And then we have for Microsoft 365 Copilot the same user interfaces, but we have, of course, extras like the integrated Microsoft 365 Copilot in all Microsoft 365 apps. Exactly. And agents, both can use agents, but the Copilot chat users, they cannot create agents. And in the case of Microsoft 365 Copilot, they can create agents in the web browser interface, and they can, of course, as well use Microsoft Copilot Studio, which at the moment is it's like comes together with the license of Microsoft 365 Copilot. So, and then you have web search integration. Yes, of course, Copilot chat can just ground it on web content. So if it needs the integration, while Microsoft 365 Copilot is optionally, so it can be controlled by the user and also by the admins if web content, if the grounding on web content is allowed or not. And then we have the deployment. So within the deployment for Copilot chat, you have like tasks like pin, enable web search, network. So there are specific endpoints that you should check they are set up and allowed within your organization. And you can as well have some group policy for Copilot in Edge. While for Microsoft 365 Copilot, you have this task, except but the pin Copilot, because for Microsoft 365 Copilots, the pin task, the pinning is per default on. So meaning you have this task, and you have much more, of course, because of the organizational data. You have really to take care of which SharePoint sites, for example, are exposed to web search and data loss protection rules and much more. Okay, and GPT, they are both, of course, using the same GPT version. Okay, so that's pretty much what I had to tell you today, and there are very, very cool resources on that, and I just brought you to there are more official Microsoft resources and documentation. But this, I say, is like the starting point, the learning path, manage and extend Microsoft 365 Copilot, and the resources to set up Microsoft 365 Copilot chat. So I recommend you take a look. That's all. Thank you very much.
That was a very, very nice and explicit one, Amelia. Thank you very much for sharing this. I've
Thank you,
taken a
Joseph.
screenshot of it. I have to go back to review that. It's very beautiful. And thank you
Very
very much.
cool. You're
Yeah.
welcome. You're welcome anytime. And I'm very happy to be here. And I gave this week the Microsoft the manage and extend course for some IT admins here in Austria, and I was like, hey, I like as I was preparing, I was like, I have really to share this to the Asian AE in AI community, because it's really important to to understand the difference between the two parts of the product, and to be able to take the most advantage of it.
Yes.
That's true. Absolutely. Myself, it was not very clear to me prior to now, honestly. I think this is going to be very, very useful to me. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you. And
Very cool.
your slide is so beautiful. The way it was coming in.
Okay, very cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to look for you. Okay, I will stop sharing now. Yes, thank
Okay.
you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm also very happy what you share is also very, very important, and also very important for the administrators,
Mm, thank you.
and especially the tip about the group,
Yeah.
using a
Yeah.
group exactly to license users is really a very important one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it kind of really went with your thing that you had, Joseph, earlier about the different licenses and the different
Yeah.
prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind
Definitely.
of really explains it in two different tracks. That
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
very good. So we're gone way over time, so I'm just going to end the live show, and we'll be back here at 6 p.m. GMT next week.
Yes.
So what time is it in your? Is it 1 hour, Mile? Your
Yes, it's 1 hour exactly. Like I have right now is 20, it's 8:24.
okay?
I bet it's 7:24 for you,
Yeah,
Mm,
Frank.
yeah.
Mhm.
So thanks everyone for staying that extra bit longer. Thanks, Sina. Thanks,
Thank
Joseph.
you.
Thanks,
thank you,
Stephen.
Frank. Thank you
Thanks
And
very
all.
much,
see you
everyone.
again
Thank you,
next
And it
week.
Amelia.
was nice to meet
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Same here.
you.
Same
Yeah.
here, maybe.